arrows upside down. And it was like, thanks, guys.
Don't even know which way is up.
Exactly. They don't know which way is up. Hey, these are reblooming daylilies that are bright and beautiful and big. And these are the kind that if you have an area that most people would say, oh, I can't get anything to grow there. We'll find out from Phillip, but I think these might just work there.
Yes.
You're going to get 6 plants for $36.98, very hardy perennials, and like we said, rebloomers. You'll see the colors. The colors are so fun. Out of the 6, you're going to get 2 called Sapelo Island,
yes,
2 St. Catherine's Island,
right,
and 2 Sweet Charlie, and I have no idea what any of those colors are because they're islands.
Shall we?
Shall we, please?
Well, the daylily was my very first perennial,
yeah,
and if you don't know which way is up, the daylily does. And that's
exactly
what I'm saying. It's like what I ship out to you is, by the way, I just want to show this right now.
Yeah.
Is I'm shipping you out a nice big plant that is going to bloom this year. If you just laid it on the ground like that, it's still going to bloom. If you planted it upside down, it'll figure itself out.
I like that
these will
kind of
bloom
stuff.
this year. My grandmother had daylilies, but she didn't have the rebloomers. They just didn't have them back then.
They didn't.
So these are new. So we've got a nice deep red one in this collection.
Pretty.
And the nice thing about the deep red one is it is big. Most of the reblooming daylilies are dwarf forms.
Oh, right.
Yes, and so the nice deep red one, that one is a Sapelo Island.
Okay, that's Sapelo Island.
That's a Sapelo. You get 2 of that one. Then you've got a nice rich burgundy one, which is close in color, but it makes your eyes dance a little bit. 2 of those, Sweet Charlie, named after my dog.
Oh, Sweet Charlie.
My little Charlie man.
I like.
That's right. And then you got the bright yellow illuminator, which is fragrant with the ruffled edges. And that one is St. Catherine's Island. These will get 20 to 30 inches tall. You can plant these about 2 to 2.5 feet apart in the ground. But if you picked up the whiskey barrels that are winter proof, you can plant them in a whiskey barrel and they stay out all winter, even if you live on top of the mountain in Colorado.
Oh my goodness.
I use them.
And by the way, that's just it. They are perennials.
Yes.
They'll come back year after year.
They will outlast all of us. And you'll see them, growing out in fields and things where houses used to be.
Right.
And when I see that, I call those the ghosts of gardeners.
Yeah.
Because the daylily will persist. But it is the toughest of any perennial. These will also perform beautifully in every zone where we ship. You usually have some qualifiers. Oh, yeah, it grows in almost all areas. This grows in all areas. It's the only perennial that I used on rooftop gardens in Manhattan when it got above 15 floors.
Yeah.
Because this one would not die. They would not die. And these bloom all season long, and they're the gorgeous colors. The bright yellow one right there is the St. Catherine's, the ruffled edges, and then we've got the nice burgundy Sweet Charlie, and then we've got the red one, which is St. Catherine's. No, the Sapelo.
Yeah, Sapelo
I'm getting all
Island.
twisted around here.
It's okay. By the way, these have nice hardy stems too, don't they?
Yes, that's right.
So they're going to stay standing. They're not falling forward.
Well, the one-time bloomer daylilies is that they would get done and then the foliage starts to go dormant and all that. But that will be in July.
Yeah.
And these are still sending up blooms and new foliage all the time, so they never look tired.
Right.
And so it always looks beautiful. And not many perennials earn their keep in a small garden.
Right.
Because you've got to have a lot of flowers in a small area.
Yeah.
This daylily earns its keep.
Wow.
Most perennials have got a short blooming time.
Yeah.
These do not. This is all summer long, and as you mentioned, they will grow in the difficult conditions whether it's wet or contaminated soil or salt water intrusion.
Yeah.
They will grow in a modest amount of shade. They will grow in full sun from Miami to Minneapolis.
Wow.
You got everything.
And even if you have kind of like speaking of Minneapolis or Minnesota, there's a lot of ditches, you know, because the land comes like this and then it slopes down to the road, and we call those the ditches, know. As Mark's dad used to say when we learned to drive, he'd say, now just keep her between the ditches.
Yeah, exactly.
But a lot of people they don't want to have to mow the ditch. And so can they put like things like this on the side of the hill?
Yes, on the side of the hill, and that's why you see them at what we call bridge abutments. You know, that steep part on where bridges are?
Right.
It's because they will control the erosion there, and also they'll take the drought. They don't have an irrigation system, you know, on the side of the highway.
Yeah.
Sorry, they just don't. But these are going to perform well in those areas, in the difficult areas where you've got a lot of root competition, and if you've got bad soil, if you've got heavy clay soil, or if you've got sandy soil, these do well in those areas too. They don't just survive, they do really, really well. And you hear some claims being made about, well, you know, this will survive in this kind of situation.
Yeah.
Well, when they just say it's just going to survive, I'm thinking, yeah, that's exactly what I want my garden to look like. It's just hanging on for dear life. I want it to be beautiful.
Thrive.
Yes.
To thrive. The colors are outstanding.
Yes.
I mean, they really are. And the size of the flowers. And even like you said, I mean, honestly, if you just, you know, cut out a section of grass or something, you basically lay them in and just cover them with dirt, they'll come up. Do these daylilies almost, I want to say kind of, I don't know what the word is, become more daylilies?
Yes, they multiply.
Multiply, that's the word I was trying to think of.
Yes, the second year, you can dig up the whole clump and pull it apart. And you've got all of these things look like crab legs, but don't eat these. But these are great, they're easy to plant. I'm just going to show you.
Yeah.
What I do is, if I've got them in a container, I just spread, and even if you don't know how to plant them straight up or sideways or anything, the daylily knows what it's doing even when you don't. And that's why my grandmother gave me the daylily, because she knew that I would succeed. And one of these will fill up a whiskey barrel.
Wow.
So don't cheat yourself.
And you're getting 6 of these.
6 plants. It's my largest perennial collection of the entire season.
I remember you telling me this was a really great plant to plant with your grandkids.
Yes.
Because they feel so, because it's big and it's, you know, like it could be as tall as them kind of thing, you know?
And they'll be successful.
They'll be successful.
That's right. And that's what you want.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much. We're going to get all 6 of these for $36.98. 2 of each of the colors. All right, we've got another big tree coming up, and I want to remind